Good morning. Hi, Burberry. Shall we show everybody what we woke up to this morning? Look out there. Oh my goodness. We definitely have got the snow going on this morning. We have been in one of those winter weather advisory situations now. For several days, they've been saying we're going to get a very big snowstorm, and we're in it. So, good morning, snow. And hi, puppies. Hi, puppies. Yes. So we were all sleeping soundly and getting a very, very nice rest throughout the night while everything was filling up with snow. Burberry is my cuddly girl. Yes, Burberry is the cuddles. And so is Miss Dazzle. But Burberry likes to be the very last one to get out of bed in the mornings. She says, I just want to cuddle a little bit extra, Mom. So we do that. We have some extra cuddles for this little Burberry girl. And then Dazzle is able to jump up and down off the bed by herself, so she will dive bomb into the cuddle time, don't you, Miss Dazzle? Yes, but Burberry's a sweet girl. Yes. I'm getting ready for this morning Schnauzer Stew making. Chopped some carrots into some little pieces, apples. If your dogs won't eat apples raw, highly recommend you put them in with the meat while the meat is cooking, because the apples will absorb some of the fat. So I've got the meat over here cooking, and notice how I've got the meat boiling in water. That makes for a really nice stew. I'm adding the carrots and the apples in. I put the probiotic, the yogurt, in at the very end. So here's what it's looking like at the moment. And notice when I'm making Schnauzer stew, I like to make enough for several days. So it's okay for this to be put in the refrigerator and used again. The first day, I will usually serve it hot, warm, just like it's going to be here in a few minutes. And then the second day out of the refrigerator, I will take it and make scrambled eggs with it, so that there's a warm scrambled egg mixed in with this. If my dogs are a little underweight, I will give them a scrambled egg or a hard-boiled egg each day until I get them back up to the right weight. So if you can feel your dog's ribs sort of poking out, that would be an indication that you probably need to be adding a little bit more fat. But with Schnauzers, we have to be really careful about fat content. We want to stay under 15% fat in the whole of what they are eating. I will be adding probiotics to this. Every day my dogs also get a Fortiflora probiotic, and they get a New Vet Plus vitamin to make sure we fill in case my homemade food isn't giving them everything they need. Let's talk for a minute about probiotics. So I, for myself, take some form of probiotic every day. Notice this kefir, unsweetened, plain, no sugar. And so I use these same no sugar added, plain forms of probiotic, but I rotate them. So I'm wanting to make sure that I'm getting a wide variety of gut healthy probiotics. And so I'll weave this over the food. Here, so this is what it looks like with the kefir added in. I've just drizzled it over the top. With the Bulgarian yogurts, they come in this creamy form, and I'll just integrate it in and perhaps even stir it in if I feel like I need or want to. The whole point in this, though, is just getting the right types of food to help build a really strong gut microbiome so that they have a super strong immunity system. Immune systems get built by our gut, the flora in our gut. This is true for both dogs and humans. So this is part of the reason why I have gotten very active now in feeding my dogs some human grade food as their breakfast every day. I'm actually building up to, so the majority of the food that my dogs are eating is human grade, homemade like this. I do leave a bowl of kibble out for my dogs throughout the day in case somebody, one of my puppies or something, is super hungry and needs a little bit of added extra. This is some kibble. Again, I'm trying to wean off of kibble for the most part in my own feeding program, but I'm building up to that. And with little tiny puppies, I will probably always have some form of really high grade, human grade, if I can get it, kibble type product available for them throughout the day. But this bowl of food here will feed 6 of my dogs this morning for breakfast. And if I feel like we need some added in after that, like for example, if I come in the room and 10-20 minutes later it's all gone, I'm going to add to it. If it's sitting there for an hour or two, then I know that they weren't that hungry. So again, it goes to the question, how much do I feed my dog? Because I have 6 dogs here that I'm feeding, it's hard for me to tell you exactly the amount that one dog eats. But I want to make sure that I've provided my dogs with more than enough so they feel they have a sense of abundance when they're little puppies. That way we don't create food aggression, food issues. Who's ready for breakfast? I know, you're ready for breakfast, aren't you? Yes. Who's ready? Puppy, puppy, puppies. Puppy, puppy, puppies. Notice how I'm saying puppy, puppy, puppies when I feed them and they come right away. Part of that is you want your dogs, you want your puppies to hear a sound, puppy, puppy, puppies, and to know that sound is great. Like have them love hearing their name. And so again, I will put both the kibble and this down at the same time. They will choose the human grade food to be sure. And you see what they do, they take little bites of it and then they wander off a foot or two away. And I have one of them that will take bites of it and wander into the dog crate to have a little privacy to enjoy a meal. I mentioned also that every dog in my house gets a new Vet Plus wafer every day. And every dog in my house also gets a Flora probiotic every day. So am I saying that you absolutely have to do this with yours? No, I am saying this is what I do, and you are welcome to explore what works for you, your family, your dog. But finding ways to get different probiotics into your puppies is a good thing to do. Think about the way that you eat when you're eating when you're eating human grade food. What all are you eating? I have to laugh because I did get a comment from somebody recently. This one still has me chuckling. He said that he really loves Schnauzer Stew. I gather what's happening now is that he and his wife are making Schnauzer Stew every morning, day for the dogs, and they're making some for the dogs and some for themselves. And so the comment, or I've gotten several comments now about people saying, hey, Sean, you're also influencing me to start eating better myself because I'm thinking more about some of these aspects of making sure that I'm getting protein and vegetables and some form of probiotic in my meals for my own immune system. So I was laughing, imagining. This person also mentioned that his dog thinks it's rather amusing as well, sharing the meal together. So very fun. My dogs are social eaters. I'm highlighting this because if you get a dog from me, you need to come and eat with them. when you first get them, they'll be waiting for you or their other fur baby siblings to eat together. So hand feed your puppy and help your puppy to know that it is okay for them to be eating. Otherwise, they will probably stand there and look at it. If this is your first time here with us, let me introduce you to my dogs. Honeybee, this is little Miss Honeybee. And this is one of her puppies, Sienna, and another of her puppies, Sierra. This is Oreo. This is Dazzle. And our little chocolate and red girl here is Burberry. So there's Burberry. And these dogs live in my home full time. I am looking for a guardian home for Oreo. So if you happen to live in the area near me in Pennsylvania and you would like to co-own a dog with me, Little Miss Oreo is available for co-owning. She would be having litters of puppies, and when a dog that's in the guardian program has puppies, they come back to my home and I handle everything associated with breeding. I handle everything associated with the costs, the puppies, any of that. So you get the dog as a pet and we co-own it so that I am able to breed the dog. But if you're interested in guardian ownership with me and you are in the radius around Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, I would be delighted to talk with you about Oreo. Puppy, puppy, puppies! Hello, puppies! Hello, everybody! Yes! Yes! Yes, puppy, puppy, puppies! This is Gemini and Lola. Gemini and Lola. And they are getting their share of puppy stew this morning. I will now leave this bowl of food, second bowl of food, out for everybody for several hours. I'll probably check it in about 2 hours. If everything's gone, that's great. They have kibble, and they also have some freeze-dried beef that I will put in that bowl. And that will be available to these two little girls all day today. You can see they like Schnauzer Stew. They're very happy with it. These girls are so happy with their Schnauzer Stew. Yes, they are. Yeah, you hear me talking about you, don't you? Coming over to check on me. Don't you love that solid black color and how shiny they are? They are so pretty. You can see two girls are overdoing their potty business. Yes, you're so good. They've mastered potty business on the potty pads. Nicely done. Part of my morning routine every morning includes changing out the potty pads and doing the laundry for my puppies. This is where they go. So if in the middle of the night a puppy starts licking my face next to me or standing on top of me, I just put them right on the floor. So I just pop them right off the bed, put them on the floor, and they run right in here. They do their potty business, and then they run back in and they'll jump up here. Some of them can jump up on the ottoman and then up onto my bed, or others of them will just scratch right here, tap on the bed to let me know, pick me up. I also keep multiple dog beds throughout my house like this because occasionally one of my dogs will just want to nap by themselves, and they've got toys and places to do so. Every morning I pick up all the toys that have gotten strewn around the living room, the bedroom, and I regularly replace out or change out the toys so that they have some fresh ones. I'll throw these in the washing machine as well. And this is a cow hoof. This is so important to have these kinds of toys around, particularly when you have dogs that are teething. Burberry is 6 months old right now, and she is definitely getting new teeth in. So she needs things that help her to feel like she's getting some relief from her teething. So these are examples of toys that do that. This is one of those Kong toys. It's really firm, so these are great to have around. I have a stack of potty pads here that are all clean, and I have my bag with poop that's been picked up with toilet paper. And so every morning includes replacing out the potty pads in the bigger playpen, taking out any poop that needs to go to the larger trash can, cleaning up anything that needs to be cleaned up. I very rarely have to do any cleanup work on the floor, but every once in a while something has come up that needs it. And so I've got my potty pads that need to be washed, and I'm putting new potty pads down now. And as you can see, I regularly get lots of help from Puppies as I am changing out the potty pads. Good girl, Lola. Good girl. Lola just went potty. Yes, potty, Lola. Inevitably, whenever I clean the potty pads, before I've even gotten out of the playpen, somebody has already done their business. So I'm back picking up more poopy here in just a second when Miss Oreo is finished doing her business. Yes, Oreo. Good potty, Oreo. Good girl. Yes. Yes, potty, Oreo. Every water bowl, every food bowl gets cleaned with soap every day, at least once a day, sometimes multiple times a day. So I will take the food bowl, put soap in it, let it sit for 15 minutes with the soap in it, and then I will use a dried bowl for water and food while these bowls dry out. You want to make sure your water bowls, your food bowls, dry out after they're washed. Potty pads in the washing machine. Clorox bleach in the bleach area. Multiple loads a day potentially. And folding the potty pads that were washed overnight. Happens every morning here. One of the things that I love about these large capacity washers and dryers is that they do a lot at once. So these are the potty pads that have just come out of the wash from last night, and I had put in these beds. Every dog bed gets washed at least once a week, if needed more. What's up next? Every puppy here is combed and brushed every day. This is so important. So when we're combing, we get right against the skin. And I use both a comb like this and a brush like this. And I will pick her up in this way. I'll pick her up like this. And I will use the brush right under her armpits and down along her legs. Obviously, I can't do that while I'm holding the camera, but just wanting you to know every dog here has the experience of being on the grooming table, being brushed and combed every day. And that way, we don't have any mats going on here, do we, girls? Here's what it looks like after the brush and comb out with her. And maybe you can see the difference, not sure, but her hair is in great shape. I can just run my hands through her very smooth and luxuriously silky coat. And this is so important, again, for all puppies, all dogs, to have this experience of being brushed and combed. Rub their ears, play with their ears, put your hands in their mouth, play with their teeth, show their teeth. Why? Because even if you use a groomer or you take your dog to the vet, you'll want to make sure your dog is comfortable with the groomer and the vet. And so every morning we do this with all our little doggies here, playing with the bottoms of their feet, touching them all over, just making it very comfortable for them to be in an environment where they are being groomed, touched, played with. Yeah, so that's up next for all my dogs. If I'm in a hurry, if you will, I might allocate about a 5 minutes or so per dog, just because I like to touch them and talk to them and play with them. If I'm not in a hurry, I might spend 10 minutes a dog and do a little massage, a body massage, cuddle with them, those kinds of things. I have a prompt in my calendar to regularly weigh my puppies. So there are certain intervals where I like to weigh my puppies. And here's my scale. And the other day, I made a mistake. I was weighing these two cute little girls, and I gave the wrong weight. I will tell you that it was one of those kinds of things where in the moment, I was just reading the scale and not really thinking too much about it. But when I went back and looked at it and saw the video, I realized I had the wrong calibration in here. So this little girl is 4.3 pounds today. And that's an important thing to know, 4.3 pounds. So when I am either getting a new puppy or sending a new puppy to, or sending a puppy to their new home, that's a better way of saying it, I like to make sure that I've given an accurate weight, 4.3. So you're 4 pounds, 3 ounces. Yes. And the larger little girl, Gemini, who has blue eyes, very pretty blue eyes, Miss Gemini, she is 4 pounds, 9 ounces. Well, it's going 4.9 and then it's going 5.0. So she's right in that range. And this is her on the scale. But again, my morning routine includes weighing anyone, new puppies, thinking about anything related to any medications or dewormings or things like that that might need to be done. That happens at this point in my morning. Here's the view of the snow at this moment from my office area. On days like this, I am just so excited that my dogs are potty pad trained. They don't want to go out in this, and they know exactly where to go potty. Makes me very happy. While the snow is still very soft, I come out and get it off the tops of my boxwood shrubs that line my property so that they don't ruin my boxwoods. But this will take a little while and be my aerobic exercise for the morning. You can see the progress I've made on this one. And around the front here, I've gotten all of the snow off of the tops of these. But you can see that I wasn't fast enough to save that one. And I can hear cracking branches every now and then as I'm out here. I'll be out here for a little while. You can see the progress that I've made here, getting the snow off of some of my boxwoods, but I will have to set an alarm for maybe an hour and a half from now and come back out and do it again. As long as you can stay home on a day like today, it is beautiful. So being able to look out at my yard and enjoy the beautiful snow, winter wonderland. Sometimes people ask me, how do you know that your dogs get enough exercise? Well, for the last, 10-15 minutes at least, they have been literally racing around, puppy zoomies. Yeah, so much so that they're all worn out and panting now. And of course what they'll do is they run circles around the playpen. As you can see, there's Burberry running circles around the playpen, and then that keeps all the puppies that are in the playpen very active too. So everybody's getting lots of exercise this morning, even though there is loads of snow outside. Look at that. How much snow do you think that is? At least 6 inches, maybe 8 or 10 inches. Look at the tops of the poles here. Wow.
Hey, you're being a little noisy today. Do I need to get my water bottle? Huh?
So I'm just teaching the two little Gemini and Lola about quiet. And so the way I do that is when they make noise. Yes, quiet.
Yes, quiet. When a puppy makes noise that you don't want them making, meaning they're solicitously, just randomly barking, that's when you get out the water bottle and you don't say a word to them. You don't say quiet beforehand. You just, when they're making the noise, only when they're making the noise, you spray them with the water bottle. So you're spraying water somewhere, usually on their back or maybe their legs, something like that. It startles them, and then they get really quiet. And then when they're quiet, you say, yes, quiet. Yes, quiet, girls. Yes, good quiet. Good quiet. And they learn very quickly that they get rewarded and they get touched and petted and played with when they're quiet, only when they're quiet. So you never pick a puppy that's whining or barking up out of a playpen. Instead, you use your water bottle and you startle them into being quiet. And then when they are quiet, you're praising them like crazy and giving them attention and verbal acknowledgement. What a pretty girl you are. Yes. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Hi, Oreo. Yes, yes. And these three, oh my goodness, Burberry, you've just worn yourself out, aren't you? You're just panting like crazy there. Honeybee and Dazzle. So I have the three older girls, Honeybee, Dazzle, and Burberry outside the large playpen. And then I have the younger puppies in the playpen. And so, of course, that just creates lots of raucous fun going on here as they race around the playpen playing with each other. Anne is working on Ginger, and doesn't she look cute? Little red party girl. Yes. All right, I'll leave you to it. I'm Sean Kantayashi with Saucon Valley Cute and Cuddly Toy Schnauzers. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and then subscribe to my channel, SVCC Toy Schnauzers. You'll find on my channel playlists that will help you navigate the 550 videos that are on my channel. When you come to the playlist here, you can see different categories, such as getting a puppy from SVCC Schnauzers, or how to train a puppy from 8 to 16 weeks. Lots of information here. We'd love to have you join us on our adventure.